I will try to give you a quick overview of what we have done in the past 10 years around the IoT network and everything. I heard this morning a lot of things around the IoT and the performance and what can be done through the technological like this one and tapping some smart irrigation. What I would like to do right away to show you an example of what the combination of technology may have an impact on the social aspect and also on the economical aspect when we do that. So this is something we have done in Réunion Island in the Indian Ocean. I would like to emphasize that I heard a lot about smart technology and everything, and based on our experience, it is very important to consider tropical island or tropical climate to do some technology in terms of IoT. For example, the battery is very sensitive to the climate things, and that's why it's interesting to have this repair. First of all, some banal, the picture is not there, I don't know why. The mango supply between the demand, the simple balance between demand and consumer, it's something difficult to maintain. So far, the customer demand, consumer seeks quality and affordability. And the production in the mango supply, it depends on the climate and a lot of other natural conditions. And of course, you try to find a balance between these to adjust the price, because what the market wants, what the consumer wants, it's a fair price. What the producer wants, is to have enough, enough money at the end of the month due to it. And the way we are going to work on that is to reduce the insurance, meaning reduce the fertilizer, reduce the insecticide, everything thanks to the IoT. But it's not only a matter to control thanks to the IoT, the natural aspect, and fight against climate change. Because what we have seen in our way that we have done that in Réunion Island, you have more and more some intermediate. Some people, who deal between the producer and the consumer. And this, it's a kind of things that will reduce and control artificially the price of the market. So far my focus will be done on the natural variability in production, thanks to the IoT, but we have to consider that even tomorrow you have something, thanks to the technology, you will create another issue that we can be around the intermediary. I'll give you an example, for example, the avocado. The avocado market depends also on the production and, by the way, on the consumer. And so far for the avocado, there is a lot of room climate, for example, in Paris area, where you can, manage when the avocado is mature. That's why the price of the avocado changes a lot versus the capability of this climate room. So to reduce that, we have done some efficient water management to try to fight against a natural strategy for a fair market. We are going to apply the water management to a phenological cycles of the mango and utilize agronomic practices to manage the flowering, freeset and maturation to predictable and enhance the yield. We have to have some integrated pest and disease management and, more important, climate adaptation and soil health. To do that, the species name of the mango tree is based on the cycle. The cycle of that, you have what we call the cycle of this based on the flowering, fruit group, free ripening and harvesting. And basically, this cycle, you can spin it up or slow it down thanks to the water management. You can increase, for example, the flowering season. You can increase everything if you manage the water. It's in something natural you can do thanks to the IoT, where we are going to bring some water. This will help to manage the production. For example, at the Christmas period, the mango, it's a pretty high price. It's around $10 per kilogram. If you can success to delay of 15 days of production, you may manage the price versus the market and the demand. This is what we have done thanks to a smart irrigation system based on IoT. Yesterday, one of my colleagues was showing you our complete platform that is based on different IoT, edge computing platform and everything. We have done that also, bring that. Something just important, just to emphasize what we were saying this morning. A lot of people talk about big data. We are talking more in small and smart. Create on the field the necessary model and the necessary data collection that will help there. Because so far, if you beat on the reliability of the link to, for example, to the field, to the cloud, try to modelize on the cloud and breaking back, you have two things that is very important to consider. Of course, you beat on the fact that you have a network connection that is reliable. So what's happened when you are a farmer place in the where you have no connection, and this is happened most of the time. Second thing is you have to have a model that is good enough to perform. It's not necessary to have a crude and big model that will, we learn from our experience that it's more important to have a model that is very simple, that can be very adaptive, and also that can be understanding by the farmer with some key metrics that it's more easier to simplify. So, thanks again. Sorry about that, I was a little bit disturbed by that, but on the way. So I will go through that. Basically, this is a very summary what every small farmer dream. A clear access to the customer, a fair price, just a fair balance between production and everything. We are very well in the world, very oriented, production-oriented driven. And basically, so far, what the small farmer is basically, there is something that is going difficult to fight against. The technology you have in place right now is dedicated to big farmer, big industry. You can buy something affordable in France, in US and everything. What about Africa? What about tiny island? What is the cost of such things? It's not necessary to talk about smart irrigation if you have not the power to pay $1,000 sensors. It won't help. So basically what we have tried to do is to create a complete platform and ecosystem that fit two things. It should be affordable in terms of price, and it should be also easy understandable by the farmer. Because the farmer doesn't, if you put a lot of curve, a lot of data and everything, he will take care for a few days, and after don't understand anything. So you will have something that a rejection of this technology that may be very useful for him, and help him to access to this technology. So two things is very important when you start about smart irrigation, especially when you talk about smart farmer. It's not only technological aspect, it's the acceptation of the technology by the smart farmer. Because big farmer thinks differently of small farmer. Big countries think differently, production thinks differently. So what we have done here is also to work on the natural variability in production. Not artificial control, this is something that I will show you later on what we have done on that to be just sure in terms of price. And I was talking about sustainable local production, the way that our smart and efficient water management can help to reduce and manage the production mango. This is important. So basically, on the mango tree, you have 5 stages of this cycle. This is the way of the flowering, free growth, free ripening, and harvesting. And you can see here, depending of the season, you need to bring some water. So the basic idea is, if you manage water, can you manage the cycle? The answer is yes. And this is what we have done thanks to IoT, meaning that you can accelerate or reduce some different phase by breaking the water just good enough to win some different days. And this is very useful because when I told you before, it's for example, if you talk about the Christmas period in France, the mango market, the kilogram will be close to $10. If you bring it 15 days later, in January, it's just peanuts. You waste your time and everything. So basically, to do that, we have created what the Mastering the Mango Phenology cycle. You have a complete IoT platform that we have developed here, based on different sensors that classical humidity sensors, but also sensors for NPK. You have some different probe that we put in the soil at different depth that will help us to understand what is the soil moisture and the soil humidity. A weather station that will be in place, and different sensors that will help us to introduce water spreads when it is necessary, control the irrigation, and have a complete integration system in the way. What is the basic idea? Is before when you have a random and spread out fruit harvest everywhere. So it means you have your full production, it can come and everything. If you stress your water and control by area, you can control a geographically area and manage the production. And it's not only helpful to manage the production, because if you have some treatment or fertilizer, you will focus all your workload only on one place and not all over the harvest. And this is very important also, more efficient, and it's very practical for small farmer because they have not the capability to go all over the harvest and hire a lot of people to help him. So basically, the approach can be also very useful to manage and help small people. The key for that, the two main tools behind the different sensor I show you, it's a dendrometer. Basically, a dendrometer costs it's a very powerful tools in agronomy and very expensive, close to 1,000 euros. What we have done here is to redesign a complete and very flexible dendrometer to lower the cost. This cost of the dendrometer is less than $100. How we do that, it's not an accurate technology. Think about that. Do you need really for a dendrometer to have the measurement in micrometer? No, you just want to have the knowledge of what it is basically in the sensor. We have also the control valve that we have done. It's very fully compatible with this field. It means we don't need to recreate a valve. We plug it on some existing valve done by a bigger manufacturer, like Netafim, Rainbird, and everything. This will help to lower the cost again. It isn't necessary to rebuild everything from scratch. It's trying to capitalize on the volume to have an affordable price and achievement. We test the experimental site, we have done that, it's in Réunion Island, in the tropical islands, basically, and where we have some different substitutes separate in Q5 substitute. This is a view of the mango field, the system based on the bridge and the controller. The kind of pictures that you can see with the weather station, this is the sensors that we have done connected to some different dendrometer. The connection is done by wireless to the bridge that is done through the weather station, around 5 kilometers the range. So it means that everything is supplied by a solar panel with a battery storage in order to avoid that you have maintenance and also enough communication range to maintain that. It means you don't need to have the data access, high power data. Here, the link here is only 56 kilobytes, enough to have a sensor collection. And we have on the field the bridge where you have all the database and all the decision making will be done on the field. When it's necessary, you will collect the data, bring it to the cloud, to our platform IoT, where we can optimize and continue to improve the model and bring it back to have a local model that helps to manage it. Some results to show with you. Basically, the farmer, it's possible to have some irrigation program that can be completely standalone. We decide to keep the farmer in the loop, and this is very important, to let him have the decision to irrigate or not. Because so far, if we have a complete system based on artificial intelligence, machine learning, it's a separation more and more with the field and the necessary. So we take the decision to keep the farmer in the loop, definitely, because there is something that it's impossible to modelize. It's absolutely necessary to have it, to improve the system, and has the last secure, possibility to control what it is in terms of area. As you can see here, this is a result of some dendrometer, reading in blue. You have during the day the classical cycle that you will find in the dendrometer. All this data is not going back to the cloud. We keep it on the bridge and have the irrigation power itself to control the different valve. So the algorithm we put in place on different dendrometers is because you have a dendrometer that is very low cost, you may multiply the number of sensors do a kind of average and statistical result, and bring the maximum daily trunk, minimum daily trunk, and the shrinkage in order to know what is the situation of your cycle and to manage it if you need to add water or not. Of course, this is done by the rain gauge. You need to adjust it. If it's raining, you need to switch and adjust a different solution. Thermometer reading, the valve state at different day. You see, you can bring the water when it's just necessary. And some result I wanted to show you. It's basically, we reduce the water improvement of different seasons 60%. This is huge also. Just by controlling the water when it was absolutely necessary at the improvement. This cost of reduction brings between 15,000 euro to 30,000 euro close to it. It's saving power over the year. The cost of solution, the solution to complete the complete field is around 20K. So basically you have a return of investment in less than 1 year. That's some numbers that I can share with you. Just to give you the edge case, a winner-winner deal, thanks to the technology, because the market there, sorry, it was in French, but you have a reduction of the different necessary in terms of fertilizer and pesticide, 30% of reduction of water, and this have very useful for the farmer association because they maintain the price close to $9, instead of dropping it in January close to 50 cents. Thank you.
Long live India and France friendship.